Once you have your data in the result grid, then you can analyze it, generate reports, dashboards, etc. However, these are just ways of communicating the information held in your data to others. Another way to communicate with others is to actually send them your data. To that end, InSights into Data has a number of data export features built into it. There are a number of export features in InSights. The first, which this video will go into more detail on, is our general grid export feature. This allows you to export the data in the grid, with the exception of images, etc., to a wide variety of formats. The second export feature is the ability to export the data in the grid out to an encrypted file. This file can be loaded again later, and will function exactly as if you had just run the query. This will be handy if you need to be able to keep snapshots of what happened in the past, for future comparisons. The third export feature is under construction with version 2.11. It allows the user to export the entire query and result set into an encrypted file. This will be able to be loaded back into InSights, giving the user the result data set, and all the report, dashboard, and grid definitions. It is a great way of sharing the details of a query, resulting data, report and dashboard definitions, without having the user to have to know how to use the full InSights program. It is very similar to the dashboard viewer functionality, which will be discussed in an upcoming video. The fourth data export feature is the Blob Export. This feature allows the user to export blob, basically non-text data, out to a file, and automatically name it. This can be handy when you are doing data exports and trying to deal with binary data. This feature will be dealt with in another video. Let's launch the data export wizard. This initial screen shows the next, load, and save buttons at the bottom. It is possible to save/load the export settings, just like dashboard and report definitions. This means that the next time you run the export, all your settings will be available. When you click the next button, the wizard allows you to select what type of export at the top, and tell it where you want to export the data to at the bottom. The wizard allows the user to export to a number of different formats, such as Microsoft Access Database, Excel, PDF, RTF, column delimited text file, CSV, and others. When you have made your choices, click the next button to continue. The next wizard page allows you to select which columns will be exported. If you do not select any columns, it will export all columns. You can also enter the number of rows to skip before exporting. There is a checkbox that says to export all records after the skipped ones. By default it is checked. If it is not, then you can enter the number of records to export after the skipped ones. This wizard page allows you to alter how the data will be formatted upon export. You can change how numbers, dates, and other data elements will look in the exported data. You can also choose what encoding will be used at the bottom of the page. You can enter headers and footers for the exported data, which will be exported to a number of the data formats. The next page in the wizard is specific to the export format, such as CSV, text file, PDF, etc. The options on this screen change, depending on which export format you have chosen on the first page of the wizard. In this example, we see the options for the CSV export format. Here, you can choose whether to put quotes around string columns, what that quoting character will be, and what field separator will be. The final screen of the wizard is now shown. It allows you to actually export the data by clicking on the export button. The top part of the screen shows the total number of records in the table, how many are to be exported, etc. At any time you can abort the export, and you can also change how often the screen count is updated. The updating can slow the export down a great deal, so if you turn updating off, the export will run much faster. Once the export starts, the export count is updated. When the export is complete, a message dialog appears. As well, the log of the export is displayed in the memo box on the main window. When the message dialog is closed, you can click on the Close button to shut down the data export wizard.